Well, hey folks, how's it going? Welcome to K6 Outdoors. It's time for the break-in service on this 2025 Polaris Ranger XP 1000 Northstar Ultimate. This side by side. Take a gander here at the book, see what we got to do, and we'll go from there. So for the first 25 hours or 500 miles, we need to check the brake system, see if there's any leaks, check the fluid level. We need to change the engine oil and filter, take a gander at the front gear case fluid, just make sure it's the right level still. Same thing with the transmission fluid, take an initial fluid level inspection and make sure it's where it needs to be. It goes on to say the break-in period consists of the first 25 hours of operation. Careful treatment of the new engine and drive components will result in more efficient performance and longer life of these components. The items outlined in the service interval only need to be performed with the first 25 hours of operation, and they do not need to be performed for 25 hours. So basically what it's saying is do this for the first 25 hours and then your next maintenance interval, which in this manual is 200 hours. We might change things a little more often than next. We are driving on quite a bit of gravel roads. But for all we got to do today is check some fluid levels and change the oil and filter. All right. I went ahead and got one of these specific filter wrenches for this filter. I'll put links to this stuff down below to Amazon where I picked it up. Just remember, guys, if you use those links, I do make a small bit of commission, but it doesn't change your guys' buying experience whatsoever on Amazon. I like using these because they fit a lot better and you have a lot better time getting filters off historically from my experience. I do have a couple of other options that I've used historically. We got the Universal Grabber 6000 and the same thing with here for filter wrenches, but I found these work much better, and where this filter's at, I really don't want to struggle with it because the filter's not in an ideal spot. So we got this filter socket, and then we got an oil change kit. Again, ordered online on Amazon. It's just easier. My dealer was closed on a Sunday and a Monday, and I need to get this done. So Amazon 2 days later showed up. Inside this kit, it has your filter, the 2540086 filter, and 2 quarts of PS4 oil, and then the final little 16-ounce one. That's all it takes to fill this up. Also, it comes with a new washer to seal off the oil plug, crush washer. Now you're probably saying, Kyle, why are you buying the Polaris oil, not AMSOIL, not Valvoline, not whatever? I'm a firm believer that the engineers made this specific oil for a reason, so I'm going to run Polaris and stuff, at least while for sure it's under warranty. You can make an argument about what is the best, but they give you some different test methods and situations of, the major national carrier. I don't know what they're really talking about here, but they've got some different testing they did and comparing their oil for deposit testing and engine wear testing compared to the other, leading synthetic aftermarket oils and major other suppliers, and they say theirs is better. So again, these engineers at Polaris designed this specific lubricant for this, their engines, so I'm going to use it. A little bit more expensive, but it's all right. I'll trust they know what they're doing. Now we're going to go ahead and check the front differential oil, which the plug is, right down here, passenger side. And yeah, that's not clay. That's dog materials from the yards, and it smells great. Stick your head right next to it. Down here, you're gonna back this side screw out there, and you'll be able to see inside there to see what level's at, and we should be able to see that to the top of that, the bottom of the screws. Okay, 8mm is the flavor. Ratchet. Lefty loosey, righty tighty mode. Get an extension. There we go. Putting back around here, see what we got. Cheapo Harbor Freight lights come in handy. Try to keep my face away from the dog pile on the tire there. Well, there's fluid on the, oh, it's coming out, so it's still It's still fine. Well, there's plenty there, in there still. We're gonna put that back in. Make sure you go ahead and retorque that plug back. Front drive case, we need to torque it to 8 to 10 foot-pounds. So let me grab a little torque wrench. All right. Right back to where she should be, a factory spec. Right. We will change this a little early. I'll run another 25 hours on and change the front fluid. But everything looks good there. While we are down here, let's take a quick gander at the brakes. Look for any leaks. I don't see anything happening there. Nope, nothing I can see. I always park on concrete, so you would see something on the ground, but just to double check, we'll look for any signs of weeping or anything, and everything looks okay. There's my light. Okay, if we look down here on the driver's side, we'll be able to see the brake fluid. It's going to be hard to see this on the screen there, but the min is here, the max is here, and I can see the fluid. It's hard to see. The fluid's right here, right below the max line, so we're good to go there. Still don't see any other leaks that I can be aware of. Everything's looking pretty solid, which it's got 25 hours on it, so it should. Now we're back here on the back of the unit to check the rear transmission. Going to do the same thing. We're going to inspect, make sure fluid levels are correct. We will change ahead of time at the 50-hour mark because all we have to do is the oil for now. Now I know Richard, Jimmy, Bill, Steve, and Alan are going to have an opinion. They say you should just change it all because it's cheap. Really, not really. It's about $80. Well, sorry, carry the one. It's like $60 to $70 to change the transmission and the front differential oil. Not a big deal, but sometimes it only needs what it needs. If Polaris is saying it doesn't need to be done, and they're the ones carrying the burden of the warranty. I don't know. This is the same mentality of you should change oil in your car every 3,000 to 4,000 miles, 5,000 miles. Certainly you can, and it's not going to hurt to do it, but are you throwing money away and wasting? This isn't the situation the channel to have the argument on, but this is what we're doing for now. We're going to check, inspect, and replace only the engine oil and filter. Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and pop this back plug off and see what we got. So this one's right here below the rear muffler. We're going to back that out. If I were going to make a guess, I'd honestly probably say it's a similar situation to the front where it doesn't need anything added. It's going to have plenty in it. But we're going to check that here and see what we got. That's definitely not as full. However, I can stick my finger in there and touch it. So I think we are okay for now. I can see it. Looks like we are okay on the back. So we can put the drain plug back in. We're going to get the torque wrench on there. And we're going to torque it back to where it says 2. It says 10 to 14 foot-pounds for the rear. All right. That's what I thought. I want to make sure. So we're going to set the torque wrench there. And we're going to torque it. Torque it real good. All right. She's tight, like she should be. We're going to crawl under this thing with oil pan and drop the oil. Plan? Plan. So in front of, or lateral, between the two tires, you'll find a drain plug right here. That's the oil drain plug. The transmission drain plug is back a little farther here. All right, get it? Cool, great. So we're gonna need to drop this oil here. You need to get a drain pan, but this is a smaller, I believe this is a 7mm. Ugh. No, it's not 7, it must be 6. Should have grabbed both, but I didn't. See, 6mm it is. All right. Grab a drain pan and some gloves. So I'm gonna get oil everywhere. All right, we got it right under it. Oil still looks new, as you'd expect. All right, let's grab the camera and take a look at the drain plug. Not a single speck of metal on that magnet. Oh, that's good or bad. Either means A, there's no metal wearing out, or the filter caught it all, or B, no, nothing more. So that's good. 25 hours, we're dumping the oil out. While that's finishing draining out, which it's about done, it looks like, we're gonna go ahead and hop the top. We'll get the oil filter off, and we'll go ahead and clean up the spot for the oil fill. So while that's draining out, let's go ahead and pop the old power barn here. Dump bed. Oh, there's some marker rods in the back. Okay. So we got that out. We're gonna go ahead and clean up where the oil will go in. Maybe I'll do that from the other side so you guys can see it. Go ahead and wipe everything up here just so there's, no dust around when we open the top up. Maybe use a cloth that doesn't have oil on it already. That'd be smart, Kyle. All right, the next big task will be getting off the oil filter, which is right here. And just remember, not all Rangers are the same, but on this specific one, if you look from the oil fill, look straight left, right down there, you will see oil filter. So we're gonna take that off. We're gonna put some rags down below it so it will, not make a big mess, and go from there. Put some towels under it to make as little a mess as possible. Let's put some towels down here below it, just in an effort to catch some of the mess. Won't be very much, but there'll be some. Now remember, guys, lefty loosey, righty tighty. So nice that seat's on there. Get her all the way on there. Oh, she's tight. Someone at the factory had a... That's not good. There it goes. Starting to go now. Except for I slipped out on the back side. That was on me. Plenty tight. Whoever put that on the factory, that was plenty tight. She's long-winded. All right. Ooze out a little bit there. We'll catch it with the paper towel. So now that we got the oil filter off, we're gonna go ahead and lube up the new O-ring on the new one, put the drain plug back in, and then we're gonna put oil back in it. Now that we have the new crush washer back on here, we're gonna go thread it back in and torque it, to 12 foot-pounds. Make sure that whole area is clean up there before you, tighten it. All right, we got that drain plug back installed, torqued down. We got our filter out over here, made sure the gasket was still intact. Now we need to put the filter back on. When you're doing that, take some new oil from your new quart. Put your pinky in it and wet that O-ring with some new oil. So it has a good contact, a good seal with its mating surface. And then I always, unless its filter's upside down, put as much in as I can. I don't know if side-by-sides are the same way as automobiles, but oftentimes, the old wives' tale is if you don't put oil in the filter, then you're gonna have a couple seconds without any oil in your system. So, there's residual oil left on the cylinder walls, let's be honest. But I like to fill them with as much oil as I can. You're gonna bring the filter tight to the face and then another 3/4 of a turn. That's all you gotta do. Don't torque it to the next county over. The one on there was pretty tight, let's be honest. right, she's tight. We are done under the hood. Well, we gotta check the oil now, make sure we've got enough in there. We should be good to go. Looks like we are good. We are right on the safe mark. Let's see if I can show you guys here. You probably won't be able to see it, but see that second dot? We are good to go. Oil is all changed and our first 25-hour maintenance is done. Now that we're through our first 25 hours, we can really rip on this thing now. Turn the key on. We're going to navigate to the service screen, click mode, and hold it. Should say options, service hours. We're going to click this, and we're going to go up to 100. We don't really have to do both of these. We'll make them match because of the ride command. Okay, so we should be good to go now. Okay, 100 hours. I know the book says the next interval is 200 hours or whatever many miles that is, but I'm going to stick to every 100-hour interval just because that's a decent amount of runtime on the oil, and I'm driving dusty gravel roads, and it's not that expensive, you know, $55 for the entire kit. So that's what we're going to stick to. All settings. Vehicle. Oil life. We're going to set the next service interval at 100 hours. Reset. Yep. Good to go. We have 100 hours remaining or 1,000 miles. I just know when we get to that point that I can technically go 200 hours, but I'm not going to do that. Let's go ahead and make our first log here. Oil and filter. Put that back in the glove box. This is probably also worth mentioning. If you guys are doing your own services, keep all of your receipts and information. So that way, you know, if you have to have some warranty work done and Polaris is questioning it, you have all the data to show it. Because you don't have to take this to the dealer to service it. You can do it yourself. Just make sure you document everything and keep all your T's dotted and I's crossed. Something like that. Well, guys and gals, that's all it takes to do that. Quite literally less than an hour. 30 minutes, we just changed the oil. But since we get that all taken care of, I'm going to take this thing for a rip. Hope you guys found this video informative and helpful. I will catch you guys on the next one. I'll see ya.